Ambassador Chen stood before the Galactic Council, her hands clasped behind her back, her expression carefully neutral. The crystalline chamber hummed with the translated voices of 100 species, each more ancient than humanity's entire recorded history. "You dare threaten us?" The Vraxian High Commander's mandibles clicked in what his species considered laughter. His exoskeleton gleamed under the Council's lights, adorned with the medals of 1,000 conquered worlds. "Your primitive species has existed for mere moments in galactic time. We have crushed civilizations that thrived when your ancestors still swung from trees." Chen's jaw tightened, but her voice remained steady. "This is not a threat, Commander. This is a warning. Pull your fleets back from the Terran colonies. There is still time to resolve this peacefully." The council chamber erupted in a cacophony of alien sounds, chirps, growls, and electronic pulses that the translation matrix struggled to process. The Vraxians had been expanding their empire for millennia, and no species had ever successfully resisted them. Earth's 3 outer colonies were simply the next logical acquisitions. "Peaceful?" The commander leaned forward, his 6 eyes narrowing. "You speak of peace while your species wages war upon itself. We have studied you, humans. You cannot go a single rotation of your planet without conflict. You are fractured, divided, weak." "That's where you're mistaken," Chen said quietly. "We're not divided. We're diverse, and what you see as weakness is actually restraint." She paused, letting her next words hang in the air. "For 200 years, we've played by galactic law. We've held back. We've measured every response, tempered every action. But you need to understand something fundamental about humanity. When we stop holding back, when we remove the chains we've placed on ourselves," her eyes locked with the commander's, "there will be no mercy." The warning went unheeded. 3 solar days later, the Vraxian 6th Fleet descended upon Terra Nova, humanity's most populous outer colony. 200 warships, each the size of a small city, their weapons capable of glassing planets. The colonists had been given no time to evacuate. The attack was methodical, calculated. The Vraxians had conquered hundreds of worlds this way, but when their energy weapons struck Terra Nova's shields, something unexpected happened. Nothing. The shields held. Then they adapted. Then they reflected. Aboard the flagship Dominion's Fist, the commander watched in disbelief as his own weapons fire scattered harmlessly against an impossible barrier. "How?" he growled. "Intelligence reported minimal defensive capabilities." His tactical officer's voice trembled. "Sir, sensors are detecting multiple contacts. Human vessels emerging from. They're not using jump gates. They're creating temporary wormholes. Dozens of them, hundreds. The human fleet materialized like phantoms from the void. But these weren't the lumbering cargo vessels the Vraxians had observed patrolling trade routes. These were sleek, predatory machines that moved with frightening purpose. All ships weapons-free, the commander ordered. Show these primitives the price of defiance. The Vraxian fleet unleashed everything they had. Plasma lances that could boil oceans, kinetic accelerators that could shatter moons, and quantum disruptors that could tear apart molecular bonds. The human ships didn't dodge. They didn't need to. Every shot, every missile, every energy beam was intercepted by what appeared to be tiny autonomous drones, millions of them, forming defensive clouds that consumed incoming fire like schools of mechanical piranhas. And for every weapon fired at the human fleet, the humans returned fire tenfold. But their weapons were different, precise, surgical. They didn't destroy Vraxian ships, they disabled them. Engines were crippled. Weapon systems were fried. Life support remained intact. The Vraxian crews found themselves floating helplessly in space, alive, watching as their mighty fleet was systematically neutralized in less than an hour. The commander's flagship was the last. A single human vessel approached, barely a tenth the size of the Dominion's Fist. A voice came through the communication channel, calm and cold. "This is Captain Rodriguez of the UHSF Remembrance. Commander, your fleet is defeated. Your ships will be towed to neutral space. Your crews will be returned unharmed. You held back." The commander's voice was hollow with disbelief. "We warned you," Rodriguez replied. "But you didn't understand. Humans don't fight wars for glory or expansion. We fight for survival, for protection, for our people. Every conflict we've ever had on Earth taught us one thing. We are exceptionally good at war. Too good, so we made a choice. We built our society around restraint, around law, around measured responses. The commander's mandibles trembled. But the Galactic intelligence reports showed your weapons were centuries behind ours. They were looking at our civilian technology, Rodriguez said, and there was something almost sad in his voice. We keep our military development separate, secret, restrained, because we know what we're capable of. We've been ready for interstellar war since before we met you. We just hoped we'd never need it. A holographic display materialized between the ships, showing the Vraxian commander every human military installation that had been hidden throughout the galaxy: weapons platforms, automated defense networks, fleet yards tucked inside hollowed asteroids, all invisible to conventional scans. For 2 centuries, we've watched you conquer species after species, Rodriguez continued. We studied your tactics, your technology, your psychology, and we prepared. Not because we wanted war, but because we knew species like yours existed. We hoped you'd never force our hand. The commander felt something he hadn't experienced in decades of conquest: fear. Terra Nova's shields held because we've been developing adaptive defensive technology for 100 years, Rodriguez explained. Our ships moved without jump gates because we solved faster than light travel decades ago, but kept it classified. Every weapon you saw today has been sitting in mothballs waiting, praying we'd never need them. The human ship began to turn away, but Rodriguez's voice came through one final time. Return to your council, Commander. Tell them what happened here. Tell them that Earth gave them every chance for peace. We held back. We showed restraint. We followed every law, every treaty, every diplomatic protocol. The transmission crackled with static, but you attacked our civilians, our families, our children. So now the galaxy gets to see what happens when humans stop being civilized. As the remembrance vanished into a self-generated wormhole, the commander stared at his defeated fleet. In one engagement, humanity had demonstrated technological superiority that should have taken millennia to develop. And they had done it while showing mercy, proving they were still holding back even in victory. The report he sent to the Galactic Council sparked the greatest diplomatic crisis in recorded history. The Vraxian Empire, humiliated, withdrew from all human territories and paid unprecedented reparations. But more importantly, the galaxy learned a truth about humanity that would echo through the stars for generations to come. The most dangerous species isn't the one that always fights. It's the one that knows how to fight but chooses peace instead. Until peace is no longer an option. Ambassador Chen's warning had been clear after all. Humanity had been holding back, and now the galaxy knew exactly what that restraint had been protecting them from.